Hello all, this is Manjusha Bhosle from KK Vag Polytechnic Nashik. Today we will see what are different text processing commands that we have to execute on Linux operating system, and the commands are tr, wc, cut, paste, spell, sort, grep and more. So let us start with the execution. As always, I have used PuTTY interface to access Linux terminal on Windows operating system, and I have logged in as my own user, that is mpb, and now I have got $prompt to execute various commands. So let us start with the execution. Now here you can see that we have $prompt, and now we can start executing the commands. So very first command in text processing commands is tr command, which is used to translate the one character set in another character set in a file. For example, if you have all lowercase letters, then you can convert them into uppercase letter, or you can convert them into symbols or any digits. So let us start with this. First of all, I will show you my file, and for that I will use cat command. So here you can see sample file is there, and the text is hello, this is Linux terminal. Now I will use tr command to convert that all small letters to capital letters. So for that I have to use tr command. In double quote we have to give input character set, that is A to Z small, that is already that set is available in the file, and then we have to provide output character set, that is capital A to Z, and then this symbol is called as input redirection. For this command we are providing input as a sample file, so here I will provide the name of sample file, and then when I press enter, here you can see the output. Now if you again use cat, your file will have same character set, so tr command will just do it temporary, but if you want to save the output of this, then also you can do that. Now this same we can do using another method also. So instead of this small A to Z, if I write in double colon lower, and instead of capital A to Z, if I write in double colon upper, then also I can get the same answer. So these two things you can use to translate one character set into another character set. This is first use of tr command. Now we will see how to store the output of this translated file to another file. So it is very simple. You have to just use same command, and in front of that use output redirection and use the another file name. Now we will provide the file name which is not existing. So before that we will use ls command to see which are different file names available here, and suppose here I think n1 file is not available, so we will use that. Now suppose if I write here n1, and if I say cat n1, then here you can see that n1 is created, and the output which is resulted by the tr command is stored in the n1 file. So likewise you can store the translated output in new file also. So this is all about first use of tr command. The next use of tr command is to squeeze the number of occurrences to one occurrence of anything. Like if you have many occurrences of many characters or alphabets or digits, then you can reduce them to one occurrence, or it may be applicable for spaces. For example, my one file is there, sample1, and in this file the data is written like this: so many kk, so many jj, and so many mm, and in between multiple spaces are also there. So here we will try to squeeze the characters also, that is alphabets, and we will try to squeeze the spaces also. So first we will try to squeeze the space. So for that again you have to use tr command, tr, then use one option, that is -s. In double quote you have to provide space that you want to squeeze, and then you have to provide the input file. So here my file name is sample1, and here you can observe the output that before the tr is applied, the multiple spaces are available in between the words, and now this is reduced to one space here. So this is the second use. One more time we will use it on alphabets. So instead of giving space here, you can provide the alphabet that you want to squeeze, that is multiple occurrences of J will be reduced to one occurrence. So here if I say enter, then you can observe that J is reduced to 1 J. This is the second use of tr command, and as always you can store the output in another file. For example, if I want to store it in suppose n2, then I can do that, and if I say cat n2, that is I am trying to open this, here is the output. Now we will try whether instead of squeezing J, can we squeeze K, M, J at a time. So if I say K, J and M, and if I say, now I am not storing the output, just press enter. So here you can observe the same thing also, and if I say that I also want to squeeze the space, then you can do the same also. So here by using that string, or you can say the combination of multiple alphabets and space, you can squeeze so many characters and so many spaces in one occurrence of alphabets, characters, digits and space. So this is all about the second use of the tr command. The last use is to delete the particular character or the space in the file. So now we will try this on sample1. So sample1, now you will again see sample1. This is the data in sample1, and now we will use tr-d, and now I want to delete a character, suppose M, and the input is sample1. Now here you can observe that M is deleted. Now we will try it for more alphabets, for example K, and here you can observe that K is also deleted, and again we will try it for, okay, I will just clear the screen so that you can watch it properly. Clear. Again I will try it for space also. So instead of providing alphabet, here I am providing space, and here you can observe that space is deleted and all the occurrences came together and it become one string. So this is also possible using the tr command. So up till now we have seen three uses of tr command. One is to translate one character set into another. Second is to squeeze the multiple occurrences of alphabets and spaces into one occurrence, and third use is to delete the multiple character or to delete the particular alphabet or a space from the file. Now we will move to the next command, and that is wc. wc stands for word count, whereas tr stands for translate. wc is used to count number of words, number of lines, number of characters from the file. So we will just use wc without any option, and then we will go for all the options. wc, and here I am giving the file sample, and when I press enter, it will specify me number of lines, number of words, and number of characters, and the name of file. So this is the first use. Without option you will get all the counts, but there is some confusion that which count belongs to which type, that means whether it is for line, word or character. So if you want to get specific count, then you can use -c, and this is the number of characters, that is count for character. If you use W, then this is number of words, and if you use L for line, this is for line. So C is for character, W is for words, and L is for line. So this is the use of WC command, which is used to count number of things in the file. Now we will move to the next command, and that is cut command. Cut command is used to copy the specified column to the standard output file. It is used to cut portion of a file. It takes file names as a command line argument or input from standard input. It does not delete the selected portion. It just displays the selected portion, and you can store it in another output file. So first of all, we should have some table like file. So I have that. So this is my file, table1, and suppose I want to use cut command on this table to cut the particular column and display it. So I will use cut -f. F stands for field, and if I want first and second or third column, then I can use that number of field, and then I will provide the file name. So table1. Now here you can observe that first and third column is displayed, and if you want to store that first and third column in another file, then also you can store it using output redirection symbol. This is the first option of cut command, and second option of cut command is -c. First you will observe the output, and then I will tell you that what is the use of -c. So I am just clearing this screen, and I will just use C instead of suppose 1,10, and here you can observe that -c means it is a character column first and character column 10th. So if I say cat table1, here you can observe that 1, 4, 7, 5, these 4 characters are cut and then they are displayed, and 10th means this A, tenth means we have to count from here U, S. Okay, so A, M, U, S, this 10th character field. So this is the use of cut command, to cut and display the specific field or character column. Now the next command is paste command, and paste command is one of the useful command in Unix or Linux operating system. It is used to join files horizontally, that is parallel merging, by outputting lines consisting of lines from each file specified, separated by tab as a delimiter. And as you all know that whenever we create a table, we always use tab button to specify the space between two columns. So here also in table 1 I have done same, and that table 1 and one more table I need for paste command. So if I have that table 2, yes, it is there. So I can use paste command to show the output on these two tables. So paste table 1, table 2 and enter will provide you the output like this, that two tables are merged horizontally. Paste has one option, and that is used to separate between, to make the separation between two tables. So first I will clear this screen, and suppose I want to use that separator, then -d option is there, -d, and then you have to provide the separator in double quote. Suppose I am providing here hash, and then if I say enter, in between two table hash symbol occurred, and that becomes the separator, or you can say D stands for delimiter. So it is a delimiter between two files or two tables. So this is the use of paste command. Now next command is spell command. Spell command is to check the spelling in the file. So let us first display one file, sample, so that you can find the data in the sample file. So here the data is hello, this is Linux terminal, and if I use spell command on this sample file, then it will show me Linux. Linux. Why? Because it got this spelling wrong. Okay, so once again we will create one file, suppose sample3, and yes, this file also has the data like hello all, this is Manjusha, and if I say spell sample3, then it will show you two spellings. So this is a wrong spelling and Manjusha is also a wrong spelling because it is not a dictionary word, it is a noun, and that's why it will show you. So spell command is generally used to show the wrong spellings in your file. The options of spell command will not work here because the manual entry for spell command is not here, so we cannot use any option with this spell command. Now just we will move to the next command, and that is sort command. Now sort command is used to sort the text in the file, and yes, it shows the temporary output, but if you want to store that sorted output, you can store it using one of the option of sort command. So now we will use this sort command on my first table. So I am just clearing the screen. We will just display the first table, cat table 1, and this is my first table. If I say sort table 1, then here you can observe that this according to first column the file is sorted. So first column is first row is as it is, then 45, then 56, and then 74. So file is sorted according to first column by default. But if you want to specify any another column, then you can use -k. K stands for key, and then you have to provide the column number. So if I say column 4 and enter, then here you can observe that according to fourth column the output is displayed 60, then 72, then 78, and then 85. So -key stands for key column. So according to that column number the file will be sorted. If you want to store the output in new file, then you can use sort, then -o option is there. Then you have to provide the new file name where you want to store that sorted output. So suppose my new file name is table 15 and the output file is table 1. Sorry, spelling mistake. So here the spelling is table 1. Yes. Now we will open this table 15, and here you can observe that the output is stored at a time the file is created table 15, and the output of that table which is sorted by sort command is stored in the table 15. So this is the use of -o option, which is used to store the output in output file. So option O stands for output file, and you have to specify the new file name where you want to store the output. This is all about sort command. One more option is there for sort command if you want to make the sorting reversely. So if I say sort -r table 1, now first we will display the table 1, cat table 1, and then we will do sort -r table 1. So here you can observe that according to first column the table is sorted, but it is in descending order. The largest value is first and then smallest is at last. So this is the another option for sort command. So up to now we have sorted the file using three options. First is -o, that is to store the output in an output file, -r to make it reversely, and then -k to sort the file or table by specific column according to specific column, key column. Now the next command is grep command, and grep command is used to search a pattern in the file. Global regular expression printer is the full form of grep. Okay, so here I am just writing this grep spelling, GREP. GREP stands for global regular expression printer. It is used to search a pattern or word inside the one file or multiple files. So we will see how to use this command. So we have to use grep, then we will use -c, that is to display the count of number of occurrences of the pattern. So if I say -c, then you have to provide the pattern. So okay, so suppose pattern is hello, and then you have to provide the file name in which you want to find the pattern. So my file name is suppose sample, and here is the output, that is 1, because sample file contain only one hello message. Suppose instead of giving one file, if I provide sample3 also, then it will show me like this, that sample1 has one occurrence of hello and sample3 also has one occurrence of hello. If I provide here sample2, then it will show me sample has one occurrence and sample2 is not a file or directory. So it will also show that whether that file exists or not. If I provide here 1, then it will show me as 1 is also there, but it don't have any hello word. So here sample has one occurrence and sample1 has 0 occurrences. Now this is the use of grep first option, that is -c. Now we will use another option, that is -l. It displays the list of the file names which contain a pattern. So if I use grep -l, then pattern is suppose hello, and here I have to provide multiple file names in which I want to search the pattern. So if I say sample1 and suppose sample2, and if I say enter, then it will show me yes, sample has that word, but sample1 don't have, but sample2 is not existing. Okay, once again we will try this, but before that we will create one file. So suppose g1 is my first file, and here I am providing kkwp and Nashik. This is done. One more file I want to create, that is g2, suppose kkwp and Nashik, and done. And now I will use that L option, but in that file I want to find kkwp. My first file is g1 and second file is g2, and press enter. Here you can observe that both the files are listed here, and if I use -l as well as c, then it will show me same output. But if I just use c, then it will show me g1 has 3 occurrences and g2 has only 1 occurrence. So that is the difference between -c and -l. L stands for listing a file in which pattern is there, and C stands for counting the number of occurrences in the files. And the last option is -n, which displays the line number along with the lines containing a pattern. So we will try using -n. Grep -n kkwp g1 g2, and here you can observe that g1 on first line there is kkwp, on second line there is kkwp, on third line there is kkwp, and on g2 line number 1 contain kkwp. So this is the use of grep command, which is used to search a particular pattern in the file. Now this is all about grep command. Now the last command is more command, and more command is used when you have a big file or a large file that doesn't fit on the screen and you need to scroll it again and again. So at that time you can use the more command. So first we need to create one more file, suppose big file, and in that I have to write some random content. It should be a large file, yes, now it is done. And now we have to use more command. So more, we have to use space to scroll the file, J to scroll forward one line, F to scroll forward one screen, B to scroll backward one screen, K to scroll backward one line. So particularly this option or this command is used when you have a large file and if you are using a VI editor. Now use more and then your file name and press enter. Now here you can observe that only 52% part is remaining, and that you can see using various keys. So here we will use space bar. So space bar will just show you the remaining lines and it will give you the prompt. So space bar is used to display the all data. Similarly we can use F or K. Once again we will do that. More, big file, sorry, and if I press F, then it will just keep the lines and it will show you the prompt. And once again if I use K, then it should scroll backward one line, but it does nothing because we are not using VI editor, that we will see in next practical. If I use B, then it will just go forward one line. So this is all about more command. If I use spacebar, then it will show you the remaining part of the file. So this is all about more command. So I think you all have understood all this text processing command. In summary, we have seen tr command with 3 options, then wc command with 3 options, cut command with 2 options, paste with 1 option, spell command, then sort command with 3 options, grep command with 3 options, and last one is more command. I hope you all have understood this. Thank you all.